Hey everybody, Asher here with more Heroes of the Storm, where today we're going to be looking at a replay. This is from the full release of the game, and it's actually out now. Hooray! And I will be getting back to doing some live commentary. In fact, I wanted to do some last night, but due to sick children, I didn't want to make a noise that would wake them up in a not too distant room of the house. So here we are, I'm picking one game out from what I played yesterday. I started out playing by myself, ended up getting in a group with some other people from the Reddit group on Heroes of the Storm, which is great. So hello to you all. I'm in this game Anub'arak, who not only holds the distinction of being one of the earlier servers that I played on in my World of Warcraft career, but also a pretty fun hero. So we're going to be playing as Anub'arak in a quick match mode, where my teammates are Azmodan, Vala, Illidan, and Uther, and then we have Anub'arak, Jaina, Tassadar, Zagara, and Sylvanas on the other side. Of the only people that are not of the group with me right now, it's Azmodan. So otherwise, let's go ahead and just get this game started here. We have a little bit going around here before. This is Cursed Hollow, which I don't think I've done an episode on in a while. Cursed Hollow, for those of you who do not know, is a map where you have all your normal MOBA objectives. You want to get to the core and everything. You want to defeat towers, get keeps. But there are occasional little raven totems or raven thingies, spirits that will pop up on the map randomly. And you got to get them, and then they will. If you get 3, it curses your other team. The creeps that come out only have 1 health, and your cannons and towers stop firing. In other words, it really helps you push lanes. So, as I said before, I was playing Kael'Thas. In the previous game I did, I was getting dived on all the time, so I got a lot of deaths. Some my own fault, some because of the comp here. But that is a different game. No Joanna being featured here today, although Joanna, I'm having a good feeling about her so far, but right now I'm on the bottom with Illidan. We have Vala and Uther up there, Azmodan up top. Is it Azmodan? One or the other. I did play enough Diablo 3 that maybe I should know. It's good enough that one of the fake trailers called it Nipple Ring, but regardless, there's Jaina poking me out from the shrubs right here right away. So now let's talk a little bit about Anub'arak. He has, and I'm not sure if I can actually pull up some of these hotkeys. No, I can't. He has a few different abilities. What I really like about Anub'arak is that he has multiple stuns, and I'm sitting here dying almost right away. He has multiple stuns. He can charge under the ground, or he can put out spikes. Those will both stun opponents. That spiky move. He also has a shield that can pop up and really save my butt in a pinch as it does. You're going to see me spamming it quite often as well. Because the other thing that's really important are these tiny little bugs that are coming out. And it's one of the things that was recently patched or hotfixed. And Anub'arak was already in a pretty good place pre-patch, but now he's probably one of the strongest heroes out there. In part because these bugs. They will track down opponents. They will go even find them in cover. And they will block skill shots, which is amazing. So if you can make those bugs work for you, that's going to be pretty good. In fact, the build that I'm going for in this game is pretty much a bug build. You can see I start with damage from beetles going right away. I'm going to be spamming a lot of abilities, even if I don't necessarily need to right away, just because I want to keep the pressure up with the bugs. Is it the best way to play? I don't know for sure. But right now we have Sylvanas and Jaina doing some pretty good work here. Uther's rotated to the north, as Zagara and Vala is pretty much a draw. And Azmodan does need some help early on so that he can dunk things later. I guess not really dunk, but do the basketball thing. Splash threes. All kinds of people have different names for his big fiery orb ability. But Uther's coming on down because the issue that you have with Sylvanas and her black arrow is that she pushes towers better than anybody. And if you can use that to your advantage, she can take out things really quickly because the black arrow, it prevents this from attacking. You can see that she's focus firing on it. I'm just trying to hug the fountain pretty well. Both me and Illidan are not quite prepared to handle what's coming at us. And we have our first pretty big rotation. Nobody dying yet, so pretty much a stalemate. They do have the experience advantage, but not by much. We got 3 people up here, and there is our first Raven Spirit. As Uther leading into the fight. The thing is about Anub'arak is I charge right in there and get the stun. When you land that stun, or when you pull out of the ground, it's actually a stun there. You don't always want Uther being the first one to charge into the fight, but at least he's tanky enough. We get the first blood, and we get another hit there. Both first blood and first Raven Spirit, and I am low on mana. There's not too much I can do about that other than Hearth. And I'm pretty useless without mana, and part of that is just because I've been spamming beetles like crazy, and notice the beetles are going after creeps, they're going after heroes, it's pretty fun. Illidan's rotating up here. We're not really going for mercs too much yet, even though there's a lot of camps on this map. That is one thing that plenty of people underestimate. So Illidan rotating up here. You'll note we're not using voice communication or anything either. This is literally just a rando pug group from not a true pre-made in the truest sense of the word. But I had to get my head wrapped around a little bit playing Anub'arak again, since I had been spending so much time getting crushed as Kael'Thas in the last few games. Anub'arak is very squishy at the very beginning of the game, and by the late game he gets really, really, really tough. Very tough to take down. He's already very highly escapable between his shield and his ability to move around, and you'll see that I get a little bit greedy right here, maybe a little too greedy, because I catch Zagara trying to run away, and kaboom, actually stun her. I could have tried to follow through for the kill, but the towers are there. Suddenly our lead on advantage. Not so much anymore. Getting chased down by Zagara. That's bad. I tried to dive under these rocks and just end up cornering myself. It could have been really terrible. So Illidan trying to take on everybody. They have a good 4 group right there, but the Raven Spirit, they already got it. They were all in good position, and we're just kind of stuck here. So the question is, do we take a team fight or do we not take a team fight? Right now there's a little bit of harassment. That's the fun part about quick matches, is that not everybody has the best lane discipline everywhere. And right now top tower is being pushed. Asmodan is still doing Asmodan things. And I am just running around like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was thinking about going to the siege camp. But with the next Raven tribute, oh, they're called tributes, that's why it says it there. The next Raven tribute spawning, I figured that'd be the way to go. And it's really curious to me that, I guess it's the way the maps go right now, is poor Tassadar can just rip right now. That these action bars appear green, even though I was on the red team this whole time. But so there's Sylvanas chasing me down. Get the stun between me and Illidan. That's going to be enough. She maybe could have finished me off and traded 1 for 1. But there we go. Still doing our thing. Making it quite around there. We're at level 8. Right now my talents are... let's hear. Assault Scarab. Legion of Beetles. Creating a beetle every 8 seconds. And leeching scarabs. 50% of their damage healed. Not always the #1 thing to take, but it's the thing that I'm taking regardless. Here, once again, I don't have the best map discipline, I think. Maybe I can go to the tower here. No, let's just go take a health pot from there. It's a very red thing. And here we go, finally starting to get some merc camps. Merc camps are things that people really ignore, and on the other hand, right now we have Sylvanas, Jaina pushing these towers, and look at how quickly they melt. Just between their high damage and not taking any risk of getting hit. It's tough. So maybe this is not the best time to take the siege giants, but you gotta take your mercenaries at some point. Now there's another Raven tribute. We have numbers right here, if everyone just comes back to it. And I'm running around like a moron, because we already have a few fights going here. Anub'arak cut out of position. He's still on the point of being squishy. Black Arrow comes in, as that tells me, uh-oh, they have their level 10 talents. And that can get pretty rough. So Zagara, is she going to get it in time or close? And there we go. 2-2 on the tribute spawns. I was complaining a little bit before prior to... Oh no. 1 down, Uther. And everyone's chasing me down here. I was hoping for close matches, but oh, Sylvanas is going really hard. There's 1 hit, and my shield barely saves me. Someone else dies as well. So we lose 2. We don't get the tribute. I don't die. Somehow. Magically. And they're still pushing the tower. We still have siege giants that are doing siege giant things. Was it worth it? I don't know. It's still 2 all tributes. It's still almost anybody's game. But remember, for all I know, they're pre-made too, of some way, shape, or form. But we are still here. We're at level 10. I took Locust Swarm because I don't really trust taking the web skill. So I'm pinging like crazy. We have to get this tribute. We have to make this tribute happen. We're down a level. We don't want to get pushed out even further. So here comes our whole team. We're in better position than they are. And the thing about me being a little scarab is that I got to start initiating fights a little more. Got to trust the fact that we have a healer. Their Anub'arak's gone. Zagara getting an awesome push in there. As once again, look, My health is just melting away. Uther's just dying right away. And there is Illidan saving pretty much all of us right there, because Illidan is... What happened in the last game, I think this player, Kota, I forget exactly how you pronounce it, he dies, but he took 2 people with him. That's a fair trade, and I'm able to get the tribute. I'd say that was worth it on his end, but what he said before is that too many people underestimate the just sheer amount of damage that Illidan can put out, and it's quite a bit. So we have 4 players there, 3. We're only at 8 or 9 minutes, so the respawn timers are not super prohibitive right now. But just going up here, there's not a lot to do other than, say, push mid. And pushing mid is not a bad plan. It gives us a chance to regroup. There's Anub'arak trying to dive in on Vala. There's me attacking in tower because herpaderp, what am I going to do? And there's poor Anub'arak. I missed the skill shot. I'd been doing pretty good with the skill shots for a while. But not much to do right now other than regroup. The curse is still on, and you can tell that because these guys have no health bar. And these towers are not attacking. So Azmodan up here doing some good work. See, once again, the towers have the little ravens over them. Azmodan doing good work but getting melted, because that's what happens when you go solo on your own. I try and just say, hey, let's hug a healer, let's go down here, let's get as much as we can. Try and put some damage on this tower. We have 6 forts, so they're 5, and this one's going to fall too with all the creeps here, so that's pretty fantastic. Hopefully their health fountain will fall too. So we do have a slight advantage. Wait, what am I saying? I'm looking at the wrong things here. We do have a slight advantage because they have 4 forts, but I was looking at the wrong side of the screen, and this is where we really need to start sticking together, so I'm going the wrong way. If there's one thing I've really struggled with Anub'arak, it is that he body blocks everybody really hard. Really, really hard. Alright, so people dying again. Not so bad. I just want to take out the health fountain. My beetle does the work for me. Every time we can take out a health fountain is pretty nice, but considering we're now at the level advantage, probably time to start taking more mercs. I'm not sure who made that ping, but it's a smart ping between this and the boss. We have everybody there. Of course, their Anub'arak is just working by himself right now, and notice how little damage he's taking, because this is what makes Anub'arak a good pusher, is that his beetles will be targeted first by other things. So there's Illidan right there. Not doing a whole lot. Not me and Uther. I chase up here, Uther and Vala, and just knocking this out. But we can get the boss as well. We're all kind of just on our way, making it work. So let's do a talent update since we're both at level 14. They now have a good deal more experience here. But I do have Locust Swarm. I did take Burning Rage just because I want to start being in the middle of fights and doing more damage here. And this is where you're going to start to see me really trying to work to get in the middle of the fight. So there's a stun. Ice Block is not what you want. You don't want to get... you don't really want to have any of those bad things happen to you, but 1 kill right here. Kota jumping in really hard on Zagara. I'm almost dead yet again, so I can't go very far. And unfortunately that means Vala dies, but we're down to, or it's 2-2, I have no health, and there's not a lot of energy going around for their side, so probably best to just fall back. There is another tribute that's spawning, so that makes it a little bit awkward. There's only a few people per team, but the tribute still is right there. Our respawn timers are about the same time. Here's everybody going in, and here's Bug Slappy Fight. Bug on bug action. I have Burning Rage. I have my Burning Fire up here right now. In fact, if we look at my stat screen, in just a minute you can see that I'm at 12 kills, no deaths. It's very unusual for me. And there's Zagara just doing Zagara things. I have my Locust Swarm up, which is supposed to heal, and I kind of stupidly go in there when there's a 3-on-1, but I really don't want them to take that. And are they going to take it anyways? The rest of our team going to come in? There is hope yet, as I try and dive over here. I'm somehow dodging a lot of damage, and there we go. My health bar is just gone. I'm getting zapped by freaking Tassadar as an Archon. That's not good. But there we go. Jaina down. Tribute is still up, and the rest of our team is making things work while I'm just trying to run as fast as I can to not die, or at least make myself useful. So there's the stun. The Anub'arak turns around. He could have just killed me, but no, I get my shield up in time. I have my beetles. My Burning Rage actually is what saved the day there. So it's probably time to Hearth. But instead we're calling for the boss because we took down 4 of their teammates, 4 of their squad members. We are now at a level advantage, and this is where late game fights start to really make sense and make things work. My poor little beetles are gone. I get rooted because that's fun. Azmodan coming back. And we are going to be bossing them in just a moment, so run out of melee. Good stuff. And now it's time to help push with the boss. One thing that you can really do to improve your game is once you get mercenaries, you want to do one of 2 things. Make sure those mercenaries are there to make your opponent think about what they're going to do with the objective. Are they going to sit and fight the mercenaries that are pushing, or are they going to... There's me actually diving in and initiating the fight. As Anub'arak was built to do, I have a shield, I have a group stun, I am now falling behind. But that's the idea. Uther dying again. And there is their Anub'arak melting as well, but Jaina with the ice block, she'll probably be able to blink out of there alright, but this is looking pretty good, just in general. And there's the other tribute spawning. I have no mana, so I'm not of a lot of use. But there's the boss, making things work. We don't have any keeps down yet, which is a little concerning, but we do have, once again, a whole level worth of advantage. And as much as I'd love to be down here and take everybody out, somebody's got to gather that tribute. If they can swing the game back in their favor if they get some tribute here, even though we have 1, 2, 3 towers up. So Azmodan is all there. I do have some mana left, so I'm roaming around just a little bit. But yeah, 10 kills to 17 kills. It's starting to go a little bit in our favor. And there's a ping for the boss. Now here's the thing, is that they're regrouping. This is an easy camp. You don't need your whole team to take the easy camp, although that is a good way to do it. Then we have this over here. At least the medium camp. This boss doesn't respawn for 312. The other boss hasn't actually been taken yet. Azmodan once again getting in trouble. But we have more mercs coming away. Unfortunately, the rest of our team can try and help. Or the rest of our team's going to go for the easy camp, one or the other. There's Azmodan, there's 2 of those people. There's me jumping in, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. There is their buggy. And here's the problem, is that it was a 2-on-5. Some of their teams just split down over here thinking about, do we take the boss? Do we take the mercs? Do we take something? 2 of the people went down the middle of the lane to contest the other mercs, and there comes the rest of the team. I've run into that situation well enough so many times. But there's a guard down there. And notice really quickly, oh, tribute spawning in the right spot at the right time. There's a merc camp right here that is just prime for the taking. In fact, these mercs are already so weak that it's probably a good idea to try and take both. 2 tributes, there's another curse right away. So here is that camp. It is ours. They just did all the hard work for us. Now the question is, do we take the boss or do we just push? Nice thing is that all of our team is here. Azmodan's starting to make things get done with that, but there's Zagar's landing some pretty good stuff. Of course, we have some melee to speak of, so that's going to happen. But once again, here comes their whole team. It's time to get the bleep out of there. So we've got to recover. It's not so much that everybody's dying, as once again, Sylvanas is just working so hard to get me. But I am yet again not dead. Just once again not dead. We're almost at level 20. There's level 20 now. And I am going to be taking for my final talent here when I probably click on it here in just a moment. Hive Master, which is a vampire locust. I don't necessarily know if it's the best one, but if I'm going for bugs all around, I might as well get that one too. And if you did see the stat screen, Illidan's doing fantastic for us, doing a ton of work. I'm actually holding my own here. 17 kills, 0 deaths. And it's not without trying. I've been really close to dying a few times. But I just decided to solo the camp here while we kind of recover, regroup, de-push lanes. They've finally taken a fort off of us. They still have all 3 of their keeps. And this is where one of our more experienced players, Illidan, or Kota, points out, you know what, they're probably going for the boss. This is a great time to ambush it. That's why he says defend it here. Because we still have some good stuff. We don't have a full team. This is not necessarily a fair fight, but there's Anub'arak doing Anub'arak things anyway. And look at this. They're so intimidated because we've been going in so much that they didn't stand and fight. And there's 1 guy down, 2 guys down. We can go ahead and just take the boss. That's all I'm trying to do right here is steal the boss while Vala pushes them away. Unfortunately, Vala is in a very tough spot. But we do have the boss. We did lose 2 heroes as a result. But we can push here as well. It's a 2-to-3 exchange. We get the boss. Level 20 each, but we're starting to have quite the advantage. Meanwhile, don't underestimate Azmodan up here. He is a very good late game solo pusher, and he's going to be able to get some mercs on his own as well. So it's me and Uther on the bottom. It is Azmodan on the top, and it is another boss going in here. I'm just trying to take out the healing fountain yet again. Look how much harder I hit this time. I think I used the Locust Swarm for some reason here as well. So the question is, do I dive into attack? Of course I do. So there's 1 stun. I unfortunately don't have enough to solo here, but that boss can just do its thing on its own. I suggest we run out of here as fast as possible because they are about to respawn. So there's the retreat. And here's the thing. If they don't take on the boss and these siege giants, then their core is just going to fall. So we have 2 keeps. We lost 2 people to their 3, and we got 2 keeps as a result. I'd say it's a very good trade. Azmodan diving in a little too far. Can he make it out? He's just going to stand and fight, so there we go. Here's the rest of our team. Here's another boss. Right away, as we have... I'll just go ahead and point this out. I didn't get the flash indicator because it's a replay here, but 20-0. I have the achievement. As you can see, the giant fire with the sparkles here. I am officially a hero of the storm. The first time I've gotten that achievement in a non-versus AI matchup. Was not expecting to do it with Anub'arak, which is honestly a hero that I'm still figuring out. But I've managed to avoid death so many times that maybe there's something to it with this game. Here is the other tribute. We are in great position to contest it. Plus, we timed the boss perfectly because it's like, do they deal with the boss that's going in the top lane, or do they go for the tribute? They know they kind of need both. There, Anub'arak tries to initiate. And there, Anub'arak is... If there's one thing that my group kind of struggled with, is I was able to stun 4 people and get 2 of them hit right away, as Illidan just smacks some people around as well. 3 people just melt off the face here, all because of stuns, all because of other things. Poor Jaina. That's a 4-0, or 4-1 exchange. So good. There's the boss up there, 43, 42, 41. This is the time where you push core. Don't really got to do too much else. Sylvanas is not going to be able to take it out by himself, or by herself. In fact, boss can probably solo this at this rate, but let's go ahead and for the cleanup crew. Yeah, there we go. I'm not super comfortable with Anub'arak, but at least I was able to make him work here, so got to keep playing, keep learning, keep picking my spots for running in and stunning, but yay, all very, very exciting. So let's go ahead and look at the stats here to end the game. We can't, unfortunately, look at some of the other players' talents, but I showed you my build. So we had our one pug not quite doing as much in terms of the team fights, but he did a whole lot of siege damage, which for Azmodan, that's good. That's part of his role a little bit. I hate that Uther kept dying so much. I feel bad, but he is a very good healer, especially post-death, because a lot of our teams would go after the healer first because that's smart. That's what you're supposed to do. Our group... Not quite as coordinated at going after the healer first every time. We certainly didn't do it as much here because how many healers do you count on their team? But hey, that's it for now. This is Asher, Hero of the Storm, at least for this game, this one shining moment, this one time. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll be doing some more live commentary in the future, but just wanted to share at least one game from the official release date of Heroes of the Storm. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. I will see you all next time.